said, why this place so dry? No love to find. You're the only one that ever acts kind. They all after me. What's happening? I wish that you could see what I see. Your boyfriend's a douche that thinks he's cool and doesn't deserve a girl like you.
What up? It's your boy Nagato Uzumaki Whitaker, and what's up, Uzumaki gang? And today I'm going to be doing what if Naruto got cheated on 4 times. And so, as we cut to the village hidden in the leaves, we see a young blonde shinobi with his hair down, sitting on the edge of a cliff, looking down at the village with bags under his eyes, and his eyes being black and red. Let's cut to 4 months earlier. He had just gotten back from his first triple A ranked mission. He went to Tsunade and said, "Bachan, the mission was complete." She looked at him and said, "Good job, Naruto. Well, I'll let you have a good month off." And Naruto said, "Thanks, Bachan." He went to his apartment that he now shared with Sakura. She finally said yes to him after so long. And after he'd finally brought Sasuke back at the age of 15. Because after the Kazekage rescue mission, he brought Sasuke back. He went to their house and he heard moaning, and he thought it was just Sakura doing a girl thing. So he walked in, and what he saw almost broke him. But he still had hope. He seen her kissing Sasuke and them undressing, just like in this picture right here. And so Sakura turned to him and said, "It's not what it looks like, Naruto-kun. It's oh." And Sasuke looked at Naruto and said, "It is what it looks like, doofus. You'll never be enough." Naruto then looked at the ground, and before Sakura could do or say anything more, he left. And he went to the spot he usually sat at when he got sad, the cliff. But that wouldn't be enough, right? No, it wouldn't. After that happened, Ino cheated on him with Sai, Root member, and when he found out, she didn't even have the same reaction as Sakura. She just said, you'll never be enough, Naruto. Go leave." Naruto, now twice as broken as before, left. He didn't need to hear it from me now, but he left. Then after that was Neji with, Tenten with Neji, and she said something about him having a better clan or whatever. At least that's what Naruto thought he heard. And the last one hurt him the most. Hinata with Kiba. He thought Hinata was the only one that actually loved him. But when he got back to their apartment, he heard her moaning, and she said, "Go faster, Kiba. Go harder." And Kiba was like, "If you say so, Hinata." And then he heard louder moaning. He didn't need to know. He just left a note and said, "We're through, Hinata, you whore." And so, now and that happened over the span of 4 months. He'd only had every girl for 4 months, and he didn't even know how long they had been cheating on him. They could have been cheating on him that entire time. He was sitting at the cliff, looking over the edge, when Shino came up to him. "Naruto, I know that you're going through something difficult that I do not understand, but I know that you must get over it. They were not good enough for you. I've learned more about you, more than you've ever known about yourself before. Naruto looks at Shino as the rain starts pouring. Yeah, was that supposed to mean Shino? Shino, I know the history of your clan, and I figured out who your parents were. Naruto looked at Shino in amazement and said, yeah, right. Shino said, you're from the Uzumaki clan, heir to the Uzumaki throne of the Whirlpool Village. Uzumaki are known for their great chakra reserves. They're also known for their especially amazing sealing jutsu. I've looked of all the Uzumaki who have lived in the Hidden Leaf. There's only one I could figure out to be your mother, Kushina, the red hot habanero of the Hidden Leaf. And Naruto looks at Shino, but she was the wife of the fourth Hokage. There's no way that Naruto realized. So that's where he got his blonde hair from. He had heard before every Uzumaki had red hair. And he also heard that the red hot habanero was the wife of the fourth Hokage, the yellow flash of the leaf. And he finally understood. He was the son of the fourth Hokage. And Naruto's like, how can you be sure? And Shino said, well, I may have combined my smarts with Shikamaru and possibly have took some of your blood to test it out on my insects. But yes, you are definitely the fourth child. I know this for sure. And this shocked somebody there. Who was it? It was actually every girl who had cheated on Naruto. They wanted to follow Shino to see where he was going, since he was one of the only ones who hadn't hurt Naruto besides Choji, Akamichi, Shikamaru, Nara, and a few others. They wanted to make sure that he also hurt Naruto. They didn't care about his feelings anymore. They never did. They went to follow him, and they were hiding behind a gigantic boulder. Once they heard the news, they immediately wanted Naruto back. And so Naruto and Shino decided they'd form a better bond, better than any one of his other friends. Well, obviously he was still friends with Rock Lee, Shikamaru, Nara, Choji Akamichi, but they needed to work on their teamwork. He didn't need to work on his teamwork with the others because he was already perfect. So, him and Shino had began training. They decided that Naruto will combine his immense chakra reserves and Nine Tails power along with Shino's insects, and Naruto will learn a few seals and try to become friends with the Nine Tails. So, we cut to a month later. Wait, did I say Naruto was gonna go rogue? If I did, never mind. He's not gonna go rogue. Unless I decide so. So, over that month, every girl Naruto had previously been with tried to get back with him. Naruto had only assumed they heard the conversation and were after his heritage, and he declined each of them, and made sure to do it in the most brutal way possible. When Sakura came up to him and asked for a second chance, Naruto looked at her and said with a cold voice and even colder eyes, "Why would I give a second chance to a pink-haired bimbo slutty bitch who's only bullied me my entire life?" And then walked away, leaving Sakura to cry on her knees in the middle of the night on the street, not even caring about her well-being or safety. In the same order he dated them, it was Ino. She asked him for a second chance, and he said why would he give it to a money-grubbing blonde bimbo. Tenten asked for a second chance, and he said, "Never. You're with Neji, right? He's from a better clan, right? Just go back with him." And then Hinata was the last. Hinata begged and begged, and she said that she'd give him anything to be back with him. And he said, "Anything?" And she looked at him with happy eyes and she said, "Yes, anything." And he was like, "Well, I'm not getting back with you, but it'd be a great pleasure if you left me the hell alone." And pushed her out of his way to go meet with Shino, Choji, Shikamaru, and Rock Lee. Naruto decided to ask Lady Tsunade if he could do something to take the Chunin exams or become a Jonin. She said that he could go and try to defeat Sasuke, Sai, and Neji and Kiba all at the same time to become a Jonin. But if he didn't want to do that to become a Chunin, he'd have to travel from the Land of Fire, the edge of the Land of Fire, back to the Hidden Leaf within an hour. He said he would do the Jonin challenge. She was surprised by this, but accepted. Called Sasuke Uchiha. What was his name again? Damn it, I forgot his name. Sai. No last name. Neji Hyuga and Kiba Inuzuka. They went to Training Ground 7 with all the girls watching, hoping for Naruto to win so they could congratulate him. And hopefully that would get him back on their side. And maybe they were thinking they could share him. Little did they know, Naruto was already over them. Naruto got on the training grounds and Kiba started mouthing off. "Why? You mad? You trying to fight me now? I'm gonna win. I'm from one of the best clans. Nobody even knows yours." Naruto looked at Kiba and said, "Shut up, dog breath. Your breath stinks like hell, and I'm honestly not. I wouldn't be surprised if you ate your own shit." Kiba looked at him in anger and said, "Akamaru, fang over fang," and charged at Naruto before the match even started. Naruto sidestepped him, and while sidestepping him, put a curse on him. Or what looked like a tag. Once Kiba tried to hit him, Naruto did a hand sign, and then Kiba immediately fell to the ground. Naruto went back to him, touched the seal, and took it, and then destroyed it. Kiba asked, What did you do to me, you dope?" Naruto said, "Simple. I just took a tag to remove 95% of your chakra. You'll die immediately if you don't get medical attention." He looked over at Sakura and said, "Slut, give this loser medical attention." Sakura took him over to the side to give him medical attention. The next was Neji Hyuga. Neji tried to use 8 trigrams 64 palm on Naruto, Naruto simply dodged every hit like it was nothing. He looked at Neji and said, Biju Dama. He teleported behind Neji with what looked like the fourth technique. But that was impossible. Only someone of the fourth bloodline could probably learn that with only one person. And then, once they seen it, a three-pronged kunai just like the fourth. And Naruto's right behind Neji with what looked like a purple Rasengan. He hit Neji, and Neji immediately flew hundreds upon hundreds of yards into the woods. And once he finally landed, because they heard a big crash, a big boom was heard as there was a gigantic explosion, hundreds and hundreds of yards across. Naruto looked at Hinata and said, go get your cousin or whatever you guys are. Hinata did exactly that and returned about 2 hours later. And while she had done that, he had beaten every one of them. Sigh, his ink beasts were nothing. And after he took away the little paintbrush, he was just immediately put to the ground. Sasuke, thinking he'd be the best, underestimated Naruto and didn't even use Sharingan. And what he didn't know is that Naruto had already placed the seal on him. And when they were passing by each other one day in the village, he placed it on his stomach. Naruto teleported right in front of Sasuke with his red eyes blaring and said, what Uchiha, are you underestimating me? He then teleported all around the training field, showing that he's way faster. Or at least that's what they thought. They're thinking he was running circles around Sasuke. Sasuke started to look on in horror and said, Kirin! Naruto simply looked up at the sky to see a lightning dragon coming at him. Naruto put out his hand and said, Shinku Senpu, curse technique, and put his hand out to the dragon and absorbed it. Sasuke looked at him like he was a monster and said, how'd you do that? And Naruto said, well, I had to learn from my father and his great sealing after all, along with my clan. He put his hand that had the seal on it out to Sasuke. Sasuke looked on in horror as a lightning dragon came out at him. It was easy for Naruto. And once he brought their bodies to the Hokage and said, I win. Am I a Jonin now? Tsunade looked on in shock, but not horror, and said, yes, Naruto, you are a Jonin now. You can choose to lead your own squad if you want to. Naruto said, I'll do that. And the squad he's gonna have is the one that Konohamaru is on. And so yeah, I think that's where I'll stop it.